Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boys, PD and Kyle. Say what's up, gents.
What's going on?
Hey, ready to rock.
Hey, they have finally dropped X-Men 97 trailer. Come on, Selector, I'm not going to say anything else. Just drop it.
Good Lord. Here we go.
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to have the chance to say goodbye. I am proud of you all, my X-Men.
Fate lies in our hands now. Now.
We have to stay vigilant. The professor entrusted us with his dream.
No matter how dark it is, we must believe in each other.
We get this done by working together as a team.
Geez, Bob, keep buzzing in my ear.
To me, my X-Men. Magneto.
The last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness, man. I just don't even know where to start. I mean, first of all, I got to say, Disney, once again, Feige, thank you for bringing us
Wow.
X-Men 97 back.
Wow.
I got to say, we've had a lot of stuff in the comics going on, and the very fact that he brought back this a classic classic animated story, I just got to say thank you. So everybody here, let's give Feige a clap. Cal is also clapping. You can't see that, but I'm clapping with him. So I just want to say that,
and you can't hear it because I'm not clapping.
how do you know you're not clapping? If I said you're clapping, you're clapping.
I'm not clapping. Not clapping for this.
Okay, so I mean, this clearly brings in this is an old Chris Claremont story, right? And you have our man Magneto once again taking the lead of.
No, this is what Chris Claremont wanted to do with the X-Men. He wanted to kill off Xavier, and the Shadow King would kill Xavier, or he'd be a disembodied spirit. And basically, the hard part for Chris Claremont was that Professor Xavier is a guy who could fix everything, right? As far as not just using his mind, but his tone, right? So the idea is to get rid of the guy who can fix everything, and you have someone like Magneto that can be on the edge. That's what he said, one of the things that he wanted to do. So that's why it was like 5 years, and it's not until Jim Lee and Bob Harris who kind of wanted Xavier back, but Chris Claremont had clear plans on the Shadow King kind of taking over and taking out, even though Xavier beat the Shadow King, now we would have a legion of millions to defeat Xavier. So, and Chris Claremont didn't want to go in the past to put him back in a wheelchair. He wanted him gone. So we think here he dies. So,
do you think it looks good? Just start. Does the trailer look good or not? I mean,
the hard part for me is when it first came out, I enjoyed the X-Men cartoon. It felt close. It was a little Wolverine centric, but I can't fault him to that because, like the first episode, Morph dies, and Wolverine goes to Cyclops and punches him in the stomach, and Cyclops doesn't do anything. When they first started, Wolverine would complain to Cyclops, and Cyclops would bat him across the room, type of deal. So, and people read that now and say, he can't do that. He has a adamantium skeleton. He didn't have one back then. So anyway, ultimately they did a lot of good. It was a lot of fun parts of it, but as it went along and they were introducing more characters, a lot of the characters were kind of changing. The voices weren't the same, so it was kind of like they did as much. I mean, they probably did the closest to the Dark Phoenix story as you could do, better than the I wouldn't say great, but better than the movies it tried. So ultimately, it had its good points. I think it outlived its time. Looking at this, even though it is some nostalgia, the hard part is seeing Xavier gone and Jean being pregnant. But at the same time, it could be a twist. But nobody really would want to go to the fact that Xavier's died before and come back. So I'm not sure
about the pregnancy. The twist about the pregnancy.
Don't say.
But hold on. Let Cal give 1 or 2 words, and then we'll continue from there. Cal, can you start? Can you? What's your take on the pixelation of the video? Is it not great?
I don't think I'm going to be watching this. I saw the original series, and when I saw the original series, it didn't have a lot of competition. It was the first X-Men series. They had the storylines to play around with that everybody wanted to see. I actually learned about like stuff that was going on in the comics through the TV series, which tacked very closely to what was going on in the comics at the time, or what had happened previously. Now, I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I want to watch, and this storyline looks similar to the one that they did where I don't know if Xavier died or they thought he was dead. Magneto came to took over the team, or Xavier said, look, I got to check out for a bit, and said, hey, Magnus, why don't you watch the team? And everybody thought he was good. And then by issue like 100, he was like, nah, I'm really evil. You guys fell for it again. I'm pulling the football. So it looks along in the same vein as that. Not really interested in the X-Men without Xavier, as there's a core group that has always interested me. I don't think I'm going to be watching this. Trailer is what it is. I think it's great for people who are fans of the original show. And for new people who want to check it out, I think it's a good start. I think it's a good starting point because it's a fresh start regardless of how you come at it. Somebody who loved it from before or somebody who's just interested in seeing it now. But for me, not really a draw.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But I'm saying this is a great thing, a great introduction for people coming into X-Men, especially you've had this whole change in the whole X-Men, Fall of X, House of X, which, by the way, there's supposed to be big changes coming up. So, I think Marvel's trying to clear up the slate in the comic books before they start launching some of these characters in some of these movies. So it's just a heads up on that. But definitely this is a good thing to see what the original X-Men is for a lot of people who haven't seen it. This storyline is going to be a bit different than what people expect, but that's the good thing about it. It's not going to be a straightforward what you think what X-Men should and shouldn't be done. And having Magneto there helps to put a little twist in the character. Look, I'm gonna tell you guys a spoiler. Xavier comes back. So just get that off the box, so people don't have to cry. So Cal, he's coming back. All right. But there's a lot of surprises that's going to happen.
Had no idea. I read the comic already. I know Xavier comes back.
Okay, I'm glad. But along with that, let's give credit for it looks so much sharper and clearer and nicer.
No. I'm with you, man. I'll let you do a little bit. I will let you do a little bit of that tap dance because the resume is always out there. I get it. Okay, but that's it. We're not giving this thing any more credit than what it is. To be honest, we should really be slating this because we should be talking about X-Men 2024 instead of going back to 1997, which really shows that we don't really have a lot of viable stuff that we could jump on, with this particular franchise. So we are revisiting the past once again.
No. This is just a good entry point to give people a nice little background story of what the people are. But they are going to do it just to change things up. So
these are costumes that they wore.
Be totally confused.
These are costumes they wore almost 20 years ago. These are storylines we've already read. We would think that, all right, we got some stuff that most of the time when they do things like this, they're like, no, what's some storylines that have been good from the last 5-10 years? Oh, we don't got anything. Oh, I know what we can do. That was hot 20 years ago, right? 30 years ago? Hey, it doesn't matter. Let's pick up where that left off. Okay, and you know exactly who they're aiming for. They got nothing good right now. So hey,
you're totally wrong. They're great stories that happened a long time ago that they were never delved into, and so this is a good time to bring back some of those great iconic stories, you know, and the fact that Feige
Well,
and the
all right, all right, all right,
Disney
all right. No,
bring it
I
back,
can't.
I'm all
I
for it.
can't. The thing of it is, when we're talking about when Xavier goes out into space and they're doing the phony death type of thing to play this off, because he was almost close to death at that time. The idea is that when Chris Claremont did it, they're doing it where the X-Men are going to be a little worried about Xavier giving it stuff to, you know, what should have happened in the comic book when Xavier goes off into space. In the comic book, it was just like Tuesday. Magneto worries about how the X-Men accept it. The only one who doesn't accept it is Cyclops. And Cyclops is like, I should stay. I should be here and lead. And everyone in the X-Men are just like, let's go play some baseball. Oh, look, Madeline had her baby.
Yeah. Are you gonna?
Are you saying that Madeline's in this thing? Are you trying to say that? If Madeline's in this, I'm totally going to rail against this thing.
Let's pretend she's not in it then.
She better not be in this story.
So you want to rail against the Goblin? What is it? The Goblin Queen?
I don't want any Goblin. There was no story for the Goblin Queen. That was a whole. I want to use the whole Belasco limbo nonsense that never worked for the X-Men. Now we got a Goblin Queen.
Okay, look,
Goblin Queen. Now we're talking. Goblin Queen.
Petey Cal. We're just talking about the trailer.
Mr. Sinister and all that crap. You're gonna tell me that
Are you kidding?
have to deal with that again?
That was Chris Claremont, unrestrained and unfiltered.
Okay, look, guys, let's just take it easy.
Queen.
Take it down. Take it down a peg. Take it down a peg.
Okay. We know mutants always fight supernatural beings.
If we get in a new,
I misspoke. You know?
No, so you've already read it. And you know that it's not Jean. It's like they're gonna play up the. No,
it can't. Jean. Look, can it be Jean? I mean, come on. We all know Jean wasn't pregnant at that time. It can't freaking be Jean.
But this is not the same timeline. It's not even the same subject matter. Why would we?
And then Magneto, Xavier's dying. Magneto's going. So we can put 1, 2, and 3 together. It's not that hard. All I'm saying is, let's not start thinking crazy things, okay?
Can't be the same timeline because we're in 2024 and it's X-Men 97.
Okay, cool, guys. Just chill. Peace and soul. Did you guys like the trailer? That's all we need to ask. It's an up and down question.
I said that I was nostalgic at one point, but then as I started to see things like Xavier passing, and then we seeing them.
He's not dead for real, so drop that out.
Them looking at Magneto and being suspect of why he would. The whole point is that if Xavier decides to give it the whole thing to Magneto to hope that he changes, it didn't work out. The only thing that kept him from fully going, not going fully bad was Chris Claremont, and they kept the idea that, okay, everyone has to attack Magneto and then he fights. And it's like, no, Magneto goes out, decides to take out U.S. stuff without them doing anything to mutants. And they're like, you have people like Nasenza.
I think we're going above and beyond. I think we were talking about, did you like the trailer? Did you like the pixelation?
I said no. I think that they should have upped the ante as far as the animation. When it came out, it was close enough. But then we also had the Batman thing that came out. And we're like, that was like playing up, doing animation that works with animation. So it's kind of like, we got Batman over here where they're up in the ante as far as the style. And this is just regular G.I. Joe animation. So when I first saw it initially back in, 92 or whatever? Well, I guess it had to be way after that, right? Because it was X-Men in 1991, so somewhere in 92 or something like that. Huh?
97?
They started it in 1997? That's when the cartoon started?
Oh, it was around that time. I'm not sure.
What cartoon?
So, the X-Men cartoon. When did that start? In 1997, or that's when it ended?
I don't think it started in 97. 97,
yeah.
I was... No, it had to start before then. I think, didn't it start like around 90... Like 92, something around that time?
It had to be after 91, so it could be 92 with the thing of X-Men #1.
All right, you were right, 92.
All right, so we saw it and it was like G.I. Joe animation, right? It was fun. We got to see some of our characters. They looked like the Jim Lee versions, how he was doing them. They were close enough. And then we had Batman, the animated series that blew it out the water. And it was just like, you know what? It would have been cool to get kind of an animated style for the X-Men. And I think it's tough because they kept that style, and I think it worked for Spider-Man, because I think Spider-Man was a little bit better than that, but and then Fantastic Four was bad at first, but it got a little better. Iron Man was in the same thing, but ultimately they just dealing with stuff. The X-Men period, and I know people take the X-Men and turn it into this long Chris Claremont story, but if they're dealing with that stuff where Xavier was the headmaster, it's not going to turn out well, and it held as long as it could because he was going to go against type. So it kept proving to you that, oh, Magneto isn't bad. Oh, I'm going to keep trying to prove you that's being stilted as far as your style of writing and saying, oh, here comes the Avengers. I'm going to show you how he's helping. Oh, look, the Fantastic Four. He's tried to kill them. So they all have the right to be like, you know what? This guy is a mass murderer, and I don't need to forgive him.
If you really want to start talking about all things, then look, remember that he gets reformed. We see him in the newer X-Men that he's reformed. He's one of the leaders of the X-Men. So we need to chill out and remember.
You know why he became the good guy? You know why he came? They did a joke where he said, hey, the Mutants, Magneto's going to be the headmaster. And they laughed, and Byrne was somewhere and said, oh, no, they're going to make Magneto
headmaster. That's exactly what happened. Hey, should I say it? I'll say it. Hey, Byrne,
no, don't say it.
I got a
don't say it.
for you.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I got the book here. I got it right here. It's in X-Men Companion. They talk about what's the name? They talk about it right here, and he does the joke.
Okay, so I think it's time for us to wrap up. Cal,
exactly what Chris Claremont would do.
Cal, thank you for your contributions. Any final words about the pixelation, at least?
Why do you keep saying pixelation?
Pixelation.
I think that's at least one good thing you guys can say about it. So
you talking about the animation?
Yeah, animation, the pixelation.
I don't think that they upped the ante. I don't think they did much to kind of like.
Okay, then we don't need to talk about that at all. Then the animation. Then.
Well, they made Rogue's butt smaller. I think that's the only thing I really did notice.
Gosh.
Hey, they already got a meme about it. No, side note, I saw the meme on this person's site where they were called. I was offended. The place was called the HNIC, the Head Nerds in Charge. I'm like, yo, that's wrong. Y'all ain't supposed to be doing that, but anyway.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up. I'll give a summary of our discussion.
Here we go.
Once again, we are definitely nostalgic for watching this wonderful new evolution of X-Men, the animated series, now called X-Men.
No, we're not.
And we want to thank, once again, Feige and Disney for giving us this, especially the quality of the animation.
No, I want to say, look, this is the thing. When I came back to the cartoon, they did one where, and this is the thing, they tried to do a real story of Wolverine trying to be a samurai. So he goes to Japan, and he tries to practice being calm and not using violence. So they have all these makeshift mouse traps to fight people. So Wolverine doesn't use his claws. They have these sticks that fall on people when they come attack. And it's just like, so Wolverine, when it's like, I give them an A for effort in trying to make sense of Wolverine being a samurai assassin and trying to find peace. But it's like Wolverine's a homicidal maniac, so it shows you that the whole aspect of him trying to he was a failed samurai doesn't work. It couldn't work. And then to have a scene where he's not trying to fight is just like so weird. But I give him an A for effort because they were trying to make sense of that plot line. And it just was kind of the wackiest thing I've ever seen. So there's things about like that in the story that I struggle. I don't know if Storm did anything. Did Storm do anything in that series? I call it the goddess.
I thought we were wrapping it up, gentlemen. I don't think we were.
I'm trying to tell you, this was.
I don't think we were taking shots at the end. We were talking about the trailer. Did we like the trailer? And you guys are going back to taking pop shots. Okay.
I didn't take one shot.
What? Are you out of your frigging mind? You can drive a truck.
I did not take one shot, but I'm more than happy to take a couple now if you want me to.
As I said, everyone, if you like what you see,
and been charging Wolverine's claws. I looked at the comments. Are you okay with that nonsense?
If you like what you see, comment, subscribe.
Don't things explode after he charges them? Doesn't they explode after he charges them?
No, it's not even that. They're trying to do the fastball special, and they turned Wolverine into Colossus, So what we got is Gambit, all 6'2" of Gambit, riding on the back of Wolverine, his trench coat flowing. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I didn't think you guys would see that one. I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
usually I
gotta
need
admit
you to
that one.
say stuff about
That one I
that.
couldn't miss. Okay. That was a little ridiculous. But remember, they're thinking Wolverine, Hugh
And
Jackman. Okay,
you saw
so
how they
I let
did
it
it
go.
too. You
I
saw
let
how
it
they
go.
did it too in the music. They got the music and the music's on the crescendo. Like it's something really, really big happening because Gambit's riding Wolverine. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'll give him. I'll give him for the classic that sound that intro music. Even
It's
though
classic.
they took the beat from "I'm Your Baby Tonight." I give him all. I'll give. Come on, everyone knows it.
No, nobody knows that.
Isn't it? Whatever you want from me, I'm giving you everything.
Oh my God.
'Cause I'm your baby tonight.
No.
Come on, they've done the joke.
Okay. You guys are off the rails, man, as usual. So
Come on, we had to have that joke in this one. Come on, that's
I said
good.
I agree with you with one thing, and that's about it.
At least there's a sign of life in there. There's a sign of life in that square over there.
Who's the square?
No, square. We're in boxes right now, not your square. I didn't go for the whole what's the name, hi-fi thing from Flintstones.
All right, hey. So once again, I'll say it for the 5th time. If you like what you see, comment,
Spinner rack
subscribe, thumbs out. Spinner rack
out.
Out.